What I want you to do right now is imagine yourself at a party. You've had a couple of drinks. You decided you're okay to drive home. You get pulled over. You get a ticket. You get put in jail that night, overnight, because they don't want you to continue driving. Your car's been towed, and you're supposed to work tomorrow. A lot of things can happen whenever you're under the influence of alcohol, and it can affect you in a lot of different ways. And that's what we're here to talk about today, is the effects of alcoholism. Alcoholism, by definition, is craving alcohol, and it's actually the third most common mental health issue in the world. It affects about 14 million people in the United States alone. It's kind of a big deal. The effects of alcoholism. There are 6 stages of intoxication we're going to talk about. How alcohol will affect your brain, and how much it can cost you to drink in excess. The 6 stages of alcoholism. The first stage is euphoria. Euphoria is those first couple of beers that you're going to drink, and you're going to feel excited, a little bit of impaired judgment. You're going to have the inability to do fine motor skills, like fine tasks, and you may be impulsive. Second is going to be excitement, blood alcohol content of 0.20, and that's whenever you start to become sleepy, your short-term memory starts to go away, your reaction time starts to decrease significantly. The third one is confusion. You're going to start to feel very sleepy. You may or may not start to black things out. And this is whenever you start to become a lot more aggressive. You stop feeling pain. You can't taste as well. You can't hear. If you continue to drink, you're going to fall into a state called stupor. This is when you can barely walk. You may completely black out, pass out, fall asleep, stumble. If you continue to drink, you can go into coma states. You are now unconscious. And ultimately, it can lead to death. How this is going to affect your brain. The neurodegeneration of your brain cells is going to first attack your memory cells. You no longer have long-term memory. It starts to decrease. You can't remember hardly anything. Your brain shrinks. And you have, ultimately, you end up with impaired judgment while you're under the influence. And that leads us into how it can cost you. As a teenager, drinking is very common amongst teenagers, and one of the leading causes of teenage pregnancies. Dropout rates will increase. Approximately 10 to 15% who suffer from alcoholism tend to commit suicide. And you tend to mask your emotions. You may have sorts of anxiety, depression. As a spouse or a significant other, what happens is you're now affecting your spouse, who may then in turn be the single parent, turns into the single parent because you're busy abusing alcohol. And they may take it out on your children. How this affects you as a parent: you're no longer a good parent. Your children are running rampant. They're also hiding their emotions from you. And how does it affect you as a driver? As a driver, it costs about $10,000 to $12,000 after all your legal fees, towing charges, court fees, after you've been in jail, about 10 to 12K for your first DUI offense. You can have a suspended license, and ultimately, what I'd like to ask you is just not to become another statistic. Help others around you if you see that they have a problem, and get in contact with somebody. This, this is a summary of what I just talked to you about, the 6 stages of intoxication, how it can affect your brain, and how much it can cost you to drink in excess. For more information on statistics and how it will affect you, there are journal entries, statistics, and recovery website. They help deal with recovery. You've also got Mothers Against Drunk Driving, Alcoholics Anonymous. They're worldwide, and they have establishments throughout the world.